It's 1-800-LAW-1010, 1-800-LAW-1010.com. On the phone, our good friend Paul Harding from Martin Harding Mazzotti.
Morning, Paul.
Good morning, guys. Good morning.
So I was on the edge of my seat. The prosecutor in Cincinnati was about to speak, and we were going to find out if there would be charges against the mother in the Cincinnati gorilla case. No charges, Paul. No charges.
Right.
He said, which I thought was interesting, if you have a kid, you'll understand that this happens. Like he seemed to think that only childless people would want to prosecute this woman.
Yeah, I kind of, and I'm a childless people.
And he wants to prosecute.
I'd like to give her a rash of hell at least. Yeah.
We've all got stories. You turn your head for a second, and I remember in Dick's Sporting Goods, they're just gone, and you're terrified. They're kind of caught between these clothing racks, and so. As long as it turned out the way that I thought it was going to turn out, which was a moment of inattention, where I knew there would be charges is if somehow, she lifted him over to get her better view, she did something affirmatively. But, to just not watch him for, even beyond, she said a few seconds, but let's face it, we've all kind of turned our heads for a little longer than that. So it kind of worked out the way I thought it would, unless some really strange facts surfaced.
She was there. I think she had a total of 4 kids. And the prosecutor, I thought, I get what he was saying. I think he could have chose his words better. He's like, we would have charged her, say she was in the bathroom smoking crack. He said that on
He said
TV.
crack, huh?
He said
I
crack.
missed that.
Wow.
And he's right. Had she gone to the bathroom to have to drink some vodka,
that's negligence.
she'd
right?
be going to trial or she'd be going to court, right?
Yeah, well, that would, endangering the welfare of the child and probably beyond. Yeah, so, but, of course, the sad thing here is that this, you do look at this video and what do you do? The gorilla looked like it was, in fact, protecting the child. But, one wrong move and could have, killed the child, and then the folks at the zoo would have been second guessed, third guessed. So, it's just a sad story all the way around for the gorilla. For everyone else, it seemed to work out okay.
If I'm the gorilla, and I was thinking about this on the way in this morning, if I'm the gorilla and I have been in there for 17 years being looked at and pointed at,
Might have been a suicide by kid.
and all of a sudden this thing falls into my lap, and I know that I could probably either suicide by zookeeper or
right.
I don't know. If I'm a gorilla and I can think that way, I might throw the kid around the water a little bit. I want out of this.
He wants a chopper and a case of bananas.
Yeah, that or I want to be dead, and so I can be reincarnated back where I belong.
Hey, Paul, what about turning the tables, though? Maybe the zoo was negligent here. Because the family said they wouldn't sue. So if the family doesn't sue, could anyone else sue?
Well, first of all, I think the family's not suing in large part because there's no injury, right? So you have a situation here where had the unthinkable and unspeakable at that point occurred, if the gorilla had gone ahead and injured or killed the child, I think they would have. I think they would have looked because, you just don't expect, or I don't expect, when you go into a zoo that some 3-year-old, he's not exactly Houdini, right? He just sort of was leaning up against the fence and found a way into. I don't think that should be even possible that a 3-year-old could pull it off. Maybe a really industrious 8-year-old who's climbing over a fence and really pushes his luck. But so, I think the injury, the lack of injury, which is good, is probably the reason that there's no not looking at this from a liability perspective.
There shouldn't be any way the child can get into a gorilla cage.
That'd be my position.
And the zoo should be culpable if they're making it all fancy with the plexiglass and they're trying to make it more view. You can only go so far until you start screwing around with safety, right? There should be no way.
There should be no way, and certainly not. A scenario where a few moments of inattention. It would have to be a master plan, for some, older person to get into that. And if someone's stupid enough to want to climb over or cut through something, clearly it's their own fault. But 3-year-olds just slipping into a gorilla den, there's a problem with the the exhibit. Yeah,
there's definitely a problem.
Let's not forget it's super easy to jump the White House fence too. We're not that different from gorillas. I don't know if that has. Just go ahead and think about it. It makes no sense, I know, but think about that. All right,
Paul. Appreciate your time. Appreciate your time this morning, Paul Harding from Martin Harding and Mazzotti, 1-800-LAW-1010 and 1-800-LAW-1010.com.
Thanks, Paul.
Thanks, Paul.
Thank you.
Quinn and Cantera, mornings on PXY 106.